Hey, Shalom. This is Brother Yuan with GMS, South Carolina. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Now, I got a couple clips that I want to show you guys to add to this point that Christianity and the Bible are two separate things. A lot of times when you run into Drake in the world and they have a disdain, they think they have a disdain for the Bible. It's really Christianity they have a disdain for, because Christianity doesn't make sense. You know, it's a set of traditions that men keep, but it's not. You know, it doesn't go by the instructions that our Father has given. It doesn't help our people, and Christianity is meant to hurt our people. It's meant to keep our people in a docile state of mind. We're the only people upon earth that don't have a sense of identity, that can't govern themselves, right? We're governed by other nations. But what the Bible truly is a set of decrees. It's a family book of ways to govern ourselves. It's our instructions on how to live righteously, on how to be a nation. All right. So the first precept I want to read, and let me send this clip to my computer really quick before I get started. And really, the instructions we've been given to govern ourselves are by far the best instructions, or the best way to a nation to govern itself, for things to be run. And that's going to come to pass in the kingdom. The nation is going to be governed by the decrees that our Father has set before us in this book. Let me send this. Got that going through. All right, cool. So I'll minimize that now. But the first precept we're going to read is Colossians 2:8. It reads, "Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, a false mind, a false understanding." All right. Philosophy and vain deceit after the tradition of men, and that's what Christianity is. It's a set of traditions that are man-made after the rudiments of the world, and not after the Mashiach. Now let's look up some of these words. He said to spoil. Let's look this up here.
Strong's G 2071 SMI. SMI.
All right. And you look up the definition to spoil someone, right? I will be. Let's see what they got. All right. It's not what I was looking for. Spoil. Let's get here. Let's look up philosophy, what it has for philosophy here. Philosophy, love of wisdom, use either of the zeal for a skill or in any art of science, any branch of knowledge, used once in the New Testament of theology, or rather theosophy of certain Jewish Christian. Okay. So just, an understanding. And we have the highest form of understanding because our understanding comes from the master of the universe. All right. Continue on here. Tradition. Let's look this up as well. It says giving up, giving over, giving up, surrender of cities, and giving over, which is done by word of mouth or in writing, tradition by instruction, narrative, precept. So When we came over here, we were brought over here in captivity, we were given by word of mouth and by force a set of traditions, things to keep, a language to speak. And what most of our people get confused is that these traditions that were given to us don't line up with the words that are written. Does not correlate or coincide with what the scriptures are about. So, they have this disdain, but really ultimately it boils down to the Lord not putting his spirit on them to truly comprehend it. Some people come out of it, but most don't. You got to do the numbers. Two parts of our people, they're just not going to get it and they're not going to make it. Okay. So let's read this one more time and we'll get on to some more precepts here. All right. It reads, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after the Mashiach. All right. Then we go to Matthew, the 15th chapter and the 3rd verse. All right. We'll get to the point. We'll start here at the top, actually. Then came to Yahushua scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread. So, traditions, things that were passed on, but, not necessarily an instruction from on high. But he answered and said unto them, why do you also transgress the commandments, the actual instructions of the Lord, the commandment of God, by your tradition? For God commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother, and he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death. But ye say, whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, it is a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me, and honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus ye have made the commandment of God of none effect by your tradition. So Christianity transgresses the words of the Most High. So it's not of the Most High, which is what goes over people's heads. Okay. For example, Saturnalia, which was Christianized by the Catholics and called Christmas, is deliberately written in the scriptures for us not to keep it. Deliberately written in the scriptures for us not to keep it. But it's something that's of high esteem in Christianity, which again alludes to the fact and proves that Christianity has nothing to do with the actual words of God. This Jeremiah 10:2. Hear ye the word of the Lord, hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Again, it's addressing a specific people, a family of people. It's a family book. The Bible is not for everybody like Christianity makes it seem. All right, verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs, their traditions, or the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth the tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. So it was a festival, a week-long festival that they would keep. A lot of pedophilia, homosexuality was going on. They would give each other gifts at the end of this festival around these trees that they deck with silver and gold, which is Christmas, what they call today. All right, let's look up Saturnalia. And this is just one example. All the holidays they keep in the church go back to pagan customs. All right, it says Saturnalia, held in mid-December, is an ancient Roman pagan festival honoring agricultural god Saturn. Saturnalia celebrations are the source of many traditions we now associate with Christmas. All right, and it actually is wholly what Christmas, all those customs, what it derived from. Because our Lord wasn't born in the wintertime. But you guys know that already. All right. So when we bring these things out, some people, on rare occasion, they hearken and they hear it and they repent, man. They like, oh man, I didn't know these things. They get filled with joy in life. Because when you first get this truth, it's sweet. Like it says in Revelation, eat the little book. It should be in thy mouth as sweet as honey, but it shall make thy belly bitter. When you first get the knowledge and you realize all the lies you've been told and you get your heritage back and you learn about who you are, It's a beautiful thing, man. It puts you in a different headspace. But, it does become bitter because you realize the conditions that your people are in, the condition that you're in, and you start to hate wickedness, and you're surrounded by it. But most of our people, they're going to be in this spirit. All right, we'll start it here, verse 9, Isaiah 30 and 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children, that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, and that's a synonym for prophets, men of the Lord, right? Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. So that's the spirit majority of our people are going to be in. And that's something you come to terms with, when you after you've been in this truth a while, that, not everybody that's an Israelite is going to get this thing. You got to do the math. Zechariah 13:8 says 2/3 of our people aren't going to get it. So are you going to, supersede what the Most High ordained to happen and go bring all of Israel together? Save everybody that's an Israelite? Is that going to happen? Are you going to do it? No. All right, would say to the seer, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. All right, so those same spirits back then are here today. They're going to operate the same way now as they did back then. Not going to change. The Lord doesn't deal with big portions or big numbers of people. Go to 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. Not 6 and 9. 2nd Ezra 15 and 9. Let me double check. Go to here. Second Ezra's. Bear with me. Just to give you the ratio on which the Lord is how he's going, how many people he's going to be delivering, what it's going to look like. All right, it's Second Ezra's, the 9th chapter in the 15th verse. We'll start here. It says, I have said before and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved. All right, like as a wave is greater than a drop. So those are the numbers. A wave could flood a coastline, could decimate a coastline. But a drop of water may fall from the sky, a drop of rain may fall, and nobody will even notice that it happened. So the Lord is giving you the ratio of people that's going to be saved. So we're not going to deliver everybody that knows they're Israelite. We all can't come together. Amos 3 and 3. All right, now let's go to 1 Thessalonians 5 and 1. Okay, so we see all these things happening. We see the knowledge of who we are being increased amongst our people. Even when we go out on the highways and byways every weekend, you're going to get 2 or 3 people that walk by and say, hey, shalom, or some will say shalom because they're just learning. But the knowledge is out there. It's being increased, which alludes to the fact, according to Daniel 12:4, that we are in the last days. We're in the end times, man. Everything's getting ready to happen. All right. And the brother, I see you guys putting up precepts. Brother Bahashem puts up Romans 9 and 6. Not as though the word of God have taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel. And that precept coincides with this statement I'll make here. There is a difference between knowing you're an Israelite and being an Israelite. 2 different things. There's a lot of people that know the Israelites, but they're still being niggas. They're not operating in the fashion which the Lord instructed us to. Right? In his likeness, Yasharallah puts up Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. All right. So there's going to be a big portion of our people that the Lord's going to reject them. No way around it. All right. So we're back here in 1 Thessalonians 5 and 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, and that's what they've been, saying now. They're trying to get the Crown Royal 19. They say they got it under control. Other strands, they got another vaccine they developing. Another hokey poke that they developing for that, and they're They say they got it under control, peace and safety. Things are going back to normal. Everybody's back outside doing their thing and having a good time. It's warm outside, peace and safety. Then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So majority of the people, they aren't spiritually preparing themselves for the things to come. They're not they're not being watchmen, they're not paying attention to the prophecies unfolding before their very eyes. So this day is going to overtake them unawares. All right, verse 4. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep, as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night, drunken in darkness. But let us, who are of the day, be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and the helmet and hope of salvation. All right, so we know what our goal is, and we know the instructions that we've been given and how to walk and what to look for. We're spiritually prepared for the things to come. Those who do not hearken unto the Spirit or are not being spiritual are not going to be prepared. They're not going to be able to weather the storm that's coming. You understand? So now let's because we know the worst time ever documented in history or undocumented is coming upon the earth. But majority of our people, they don't know that. They have no clue. Get my camera together here. All right, so right back out of that now. Yep, so this is Matthew 24 and 21. Okay, it reads, for then, actually, we'll start here at 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So the times that's coming, the things that are getting ready to take place are going to be worse than any time that's ever been. It's going to be worse than slavery. It's going to be worse than any of the captivities that we were taken into. It's going to be worse than Jim Crow. It's going to be worse than any, attempted genocide that was committed. It's going to be worse than the first Exodus. It's going to be worse than the days of Noah. So how are you going to navigate this? Well, wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our times. Something, for those who have been being doers, those who have been rehearsing the righteous acts to the best of their ability, like it talks about in Judges 5 and 11, those people are going to be able to navigate this time. Right? This James 4 and 4. It says, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God. You understand? So if you're under the vibration of Christianity, man, you're being a friend of the world. You can't walk circumspectly. You can't walk spiritually if you're walking under that vibration, right? I seen this clip, and it was of these Hamites, man. That because all the nations are having been infected with this devil's philosophy, his wine. If you go to Habakkuk 2 and 4, it starts to it elaborates on it. Actually, let me go there before I show you guys this clip. Now I'll show the clip first, then I'll read the precept. This devil has infected everybody with his BS philosophy, and it's becoming a laughing stock, and it's a flat out gimmick. Let me bring this up here. They blurred. It might be a little vulgar for some. So but they blurred it out. So Lord willing, they don't flag me. Let me see if I can share this really quick. See if I can share it. I could probably upload it as a video file, really. Okay, it's probably my downloads folder. Yeah, this right here.
God help my son. He has permanent still erection since December 25th. Man of God help my son.
All right, so I seen this clip, man. It cracked me up. because you grow up in the church and you see all, especially if you grew up in the so-called black church, black going back to death and void of light, right? Um, you see these little instances where people, they'll guy be in a wheelchair, a guy to town over that walks just fine comes into your town, he's in the wheelchair and the pastor heals him. People, they think they're speaking in tongues and they fall out on the floor and they doing, the music playing, they fall on the floor speaking in tongues, the music stopped, they get right up like nothing happened. Not understanding in the scriptures when they were speaking in tongues at the Passover, it's talking about languages. Our father spoke Hebrew. Our forefathers spoke Hebrew. The Most High, he speaks Hebrew. You realize the folly of, of Christianity, man. But you see stuff like this, but this the whole world has been infected with this kind of with this vibration, man, with this devil's wine. And I'll pull up Habakkuk before I play this. Habakkuk 2. All right, now let's play the clip. I'll put the clip on full screen for you guys here.
Please, man of God, help my son. He has permanent still erection since December 25th. Man of God, help my son. Please, man of God, help me. I'm having permanent erection. This is December 25th last year. Man of God, help me. Man of God, help me.
What happened to you?
I slept with prostitute, man of God.
You went to a prostitute.
Liberación en el nombre de Jesús. De ese hombre que tiene erección permanente, vemos ahora la liberación en el nombre de Jesús.
Take him to the toilet. Take him to the toilet.
After Prophet T.B. Joshua prays for him in the power of the Holy Ghost, he instructs him to go to the toilet and urinate the poisonous substance that held his manhood. Glory be to God. He's
okay, man. Ignorance. But yeah, you see that all over the world, man. People mimic that kind of BS and that vibration, man. But they just been affected with with this devil's wine, man. That vibration, that Christianity cannot help our people in any way, but the scriptures can. They're two different things. Habakkuk 2:5, it reads, "Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, the philosophy, all right, he spoiled." Like we read in Colossians 2:8, he spoiled the people through his philosophy, vain deceit, and his traditions. All right, and not after the Mashiach. Okay. Verse 5, Habakkuk 2:5. Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. And just like in ancient Rome, this devil has spread his military thin. He's in everybody's land, instructing them on how to, conduct themselves, polluting them, right, with the wine. This is the same mistake that ancient Rome they did. They spread their military thin. That's what America's doing. Neither keepeth, which is, the revised Roman Empire. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. All right, wherever he goes, hellish conditions and death follows this man. And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And in result, you get things like that. The Hamites aren't keeping their customs and worshiping, their gods that they serve. They start worshiping, they start falling into the trap this devil has laid for us, for everybody, to keep people docile. But, when the kingdom is established, everybody's going to follow the one true God, man. They're gonna be under the law, statutes, and commandments, and peace is gonna be on the earth. Of course, after they build up our kingdom. But yeah, man. Everybody, all the nations have been defiled with this devil's BS. Brother Kazak puts up 1 Timothy 4:1. It reads, "Now the Spirit speaketh expressly, in the latter time some shall depart from the faith, We see many depart from the faith, right? Giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. We've seen people fall out of the truth and go back into the church, which means, ultimately they never were with us in the first place. All right, but yeah, man, not gonna go too long here. I believe the point is made. Christianity and the Bible, two different things, man. So, with that being said, again, I'm going to give all praises to the Most High. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Kakadash, going to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.
First and foremost, all praise to Yahushua.
O children of Israel, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.